listening to A Scary State, and this week we have a Halloween October special.
Woohoo!
So, Kenzie,
Yes, Lauren.
let's get scary.
Yeah, buddy.
So, as we
Halloween.
love to do for October and Halloween, we have some spooky things in store, and
We
there
do.
are 5 Wednesdays.
Woohoo!
So, we get 5 fun spooky things.
Woohoo! You know, it's interesting because with today's topic and us doing it a little bit
Early.
differently,
Oh, yeah.
how like you did the intro, I'm reading the facts,
Mm-hmm.
which is not what we have normally been doing.
Right.
I'm like, how's that? Should I be superstitious of that?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I know. We're just going to knock on wood, which we'll talk about later.
It definitely felt odd.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I know. For a second, I was like, I don't remember how to say this.
I was like, how do I respond?
So I just went to Massachusetts
Yeah.
for a wedding, and we
Yes.
like bopped around and stuff. So one of the places we went was Provincetown. Oh, I took a ton of pictures of like the spooky stuff. So I'll
Ooh.
send that to you because we can like put it places. It was
Okay.
talking about the different haunted things like in the town.
Yes.
But one of the places we went was like this museum. And in the museum, they had all these dolls in the corner.
Was
which
it
are-
like a doll museum? Or like...
No, it was like a spooky museum,
Okay.
but one of the sections had dolls, so you could like listen about them. They had like a Ouija board. Oh my God, Joe put his hands on it and he was like moving it around. He's like, do you want to play? I said, no. And then he walked away, said, get back on there and move it to goodbye. So he like moved it to goodbye, even though we didn't talk to anyone. I said, we're not taking any chances
Yeah, no,
here.
fuck that. As someone who had a little girl follow her home from a cemetery, you don't want to fuck with that shit.
Exactly. And Richie was like freaking out. And I was like, you just have to make sure that you don't ask anything to follow you home. Don't say you're going to take anything home. Say they all have to stay there. And he goes, oh my God, I'm really nervous. I was like, you'll be okay. But it like showed different like ghost hunting equipment.
Oh, okay.
And it showed like what would happen if back then in Victorian times, if someone died, like how long everyone had to mourn for them.
Oh.
And like how long they had to wear like the mourning clothes. And just like, it was really cool. They talked about the Fox sisters for, they were spiritualism, and they would like, if I'm thinking of the right girls, they would pretend to be able to commune with like the dead and stuff, but they were very good at like tricking people. So they could do knocks and stuff that you didn't think it was them, but they were able to like talk to the dead through that.
Oh.
Yeah. They had like EMF stuff, they had automatic writing stuff, but then they had automatic writing is like when you kind of let a spirit possess your hand and then they let you write whatever it is that they want to say.
They can pick up the pen themselves.
Well, see, they're doing it through you.
No, thank you.
But so there's a section of dolls. And so
Yeah.
Richie was over there for a while, like, because it was an audio tour, so you could click a number and like listen to it.
Pause. Now that it's finally posted, Lauren is pregnant. Woohoo!
Oh, yeah. People can't even begin to imagine how many things we had to cut out of episodes.
And you can go back and listen, and anytime she says she hasn't been feeling well, she was pregnant.
Yep. We're at 21 weeks, almost 22.
The little baby.
So yeah, we're more than halfway through.
Woohoo! Finally, we don't have to
February.
edit those things out.
I know. Oh,
Yay!
I know. My goodness.
Oh, that was hard sometimes.
It was. I know. Oh, yeah. But yeah,
Continue.
thank you. Here we are. But yeah, so we'll go back to talking about pregnancy because obviously.
Of course.
But so Richie was over there listening to something, and as we were leaving, he was like, I didn't want to scare anyone because one of the dolls like makes you get a headache. Like it talks about like if you're in the vicinity of it, you get a really bad headache. Thankfully, I didn't get a headache.
Yay.
But Joe and Richie both did. And so as we were leaving, Richie was like, I didn't want to freak anyone out, but I had a really bad headache. And then I listened that one of the dolls gives you a headache. And that's when he looked at us. He's like, I think it's time to leave.
Yeah, that would be time to go.
So I was like on the way other side because I was like, I'm not fucking with any of those dolls.
Yeah.
And I told them too, I was like, we're not going to say anything mean about the dolls.
No.
We're going to say thank you so much for letting us listen to your
Absolutely.
story. And then we're going to be very respectful and we're going to leave
Sure.
because dolls scare me.
100%.
So that's what we did.
Yeah. Thankfully, you're having a boy.
Yep.
Although he might like dolls.
He might like dolls. And if he does, then that's fine.
Right.
We're just not going to get any creepy ones.
Exactly. I was just about to say. You're not going to get creepy ones. You know what's funny is the Annabelle doll.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I've never seen the movie, so it was a long time before I realized it was a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yep.
And I had a giant Raggedy Ann doll growing up. And I was like, that's so sad because that is actually like a good childhood memory. And now apparently it's like this cursed object.
Well, because they made her scarier in the movies.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
To fit in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, okay, Annabelle as herself is scary.
Right.
But if you're watching a movie about a scary doll and you don't
Yeah.
really know the backstory, you're not
Yeah.
gonna think like Raggedy Ann doll scary.
Right. Right.
So,
Exactly. But still, I was like, well, damn.
yeah.
Guess I'm not getting one of those for kids because now it's scary.
Yeah, no.
It's like clowns. Like, I feel like clowns used to be fun and happy, and they've just, everyone hates clowns now.
Yeah. Well, Joe wanted to do our nursery with, like, a circus theme because of
That'd be
Grayson.
cute.
The name is Grayson,
Yeah.
is, like, a superhero's last name. That's not the reason he says, but whatever. And so he's like, "Oh, we could do, like, a circus theme." I said, "No." And he was like, "Why not?" I was like, "That's so scary." I was like, "I don't want a freaking clown things in our nursery."
Well, you don't have to have a bunch of clowns. You could do all the other things that have to do with the circus.
No. So I vetoed that one.
Didn't you veto a lot of them?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, no, actually, I had a lot of ideas that he vetoed a lot of them.
That's fair then.
Because I wanted, like, a cute enchanted forest, and he goes, "That's for a girl." And I said, "But it could be for a boy and a forest."
100%.
Like, we wouldn't have fairies.
Right. You'd have
Yeah, like what?
you'd have
Like toadstools, like the little mushrooms are super cute.
gnomes.
Gnomes, because I love gnomes.
Um,
Because I didn't want, like, woodland creatures.
even though that's the blanket I got him.
No, I know, but that's cute. I didn't want them in, like, the room.
What else is there?
Like, cool trees.
Could have elves.
We could have elves.
I was gonna say ogres, but I feel like that's
Bringing in Shrek to it.
yeah,
Yeah, no, we changed it to, like, a cityscape.
yeah.
Like, nighttime cityscape
Because he
thingy.
wanted to do superheroes, but
Gotham City.
yeah.
Yeah, he was like, "What if we just have one wall that's just superheroes?" I said,
No.
"No." It's like, "I'm giving you Gotham City. That's what you're getting. We're not
Yeah.
doing superheroes."
Although he doesn't get the bat signal.
We are doing the bat signal.
You caved.
Well, just for that one. I gave him that because then we can put Grayson's name in it, and I thought that was really cute. But other than that,
Stop forcing your own likes on your child. Let him choose his own way in life.
but see, what people have talked about is, like, they'll have a nursery theme, and then the kids end up hating that like, whatever the theme is. So I didn't wanna put too much of my own stuff because, like, if I did Harry Potter and then the
hate
kid
Joe shit.
that was a small risk I was willing to take. But, like, if I
great.
did Harry Potter and then my kid hates Harry Potter, I would be devastated
Yeah, that would be tough.
because they're gonna like Harry Potter. And at 9 3/4, we're gonna do a sorting ceremony, like, gotta do the whole thing. 9 months and 3/4, they do the sorting ceremony. It's so cute.
And when I come over and they're like, "Help me." Like, I don't want to be anything.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're excited.
He's either going to be a superhero or he's going to be a wizard or he's going to be both.
Ooh,
Super,
super wizard.
super wizard.
Oh.
Ah.
But yeah, so it's exciting. We could finally announce. So yeah.
Yay, baby.
Because right before Joe and I posted it, I was like, "Oh my God, is this crazy?" And Joe was like, "Are you excited?" I was like, "Should we post this?" And I was like, "Tell me when." And he goes, "I don't know. Now's fine." I said, "I need more excitement from this. Like, are we posting it now?" He goes, "Yeah, now works." I said, "Joe, be excited with me." So we posted
You're
it.
such a dork.
I know.
That's so funny. As if you, like, one, you hardly ever post. So whenever you do, it's going to get a bunch of attention.
I know. I never do.
Number two, you only post things that are a big deal. So again, it's going to get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Though.
And then I mean, people are excited too.
Oh, yeah.
And then other people who already knew, they were like, "Yes,
Yeah.
finally."
Yeah. By the time you posted it, all my immediate people knew.
All mine did too. Joe was like,
So-
"Everyone knows." And I said, "Yes, but the peripheral people don't know yet."
Plus, it's so fun.
It is fun.
It's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah. And
My
now,
mom commented and she goes, "Wait, what?"
who?
Mom.
Oh. And now a bunch of strangers who listen to us, well, some strangers, some of them we know parasocially. No, that's not true. Because isn't parasocial relationships like you don't know the person, but it's online, but like the listeners we do. Oh my
You
God,
could say
wait.
anything right now and I would agree
You
with
have no
'cause I
idea
don't
what
know.
I'm talking about. Before we get further in, I just remembered and I have to say it. If you send us a message through Buzzsprout, which I think is linked like in our Spotify or something like that, where you can
Mhm.
send us a message, we cannot reply,
Yeah.
which is really fucking annoying.
Yes.
So we had someone, I forget his name, her name, their name, say that they gave us 5 stars and we want to send you a sticker, but I can't reply to tell you that.
Right.
So hopefully you're listening in consecutive order and you'll hear this and you'll email us at
At
scarystatepodcast@gmail.com or message us on Instagram. Either way, yeah, I can't remember their name off the top of my head, but they know who they are.
Yeah.
Because they're the only ones that did that. So, and we want to give you a sticker, but I can't reply and say, that's great. Thank you so much.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm not ignoring you, I swear.
Yeah.
I don't know why you
can't
can't reply. It's just annoying.
I don't know.
Yeah. So
Just
you
one
can't
of
even
those things.
like it or
No.
whatever.
We can just see it.
So we are getting them and we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just so you know, we can't reply to those. I can reply to comments on Spotify though. And I usually do.
Yeah, you do. You do a good job with that.
So I forget what we were talking about.
Parasocial.
Yeah. Parasocial relationships are like relationships you have with people that like a celebrity. Like you don't actually have a relationship with them, but like because you see a lot of them, whether it's online or whatever, that's why it's this parasocial relationship.
Oh.
So that's what I was thinking, but I was like, but does that still count if you communicate with those
I
people?
don't think it would then, because I don't communicate with celebrities. You know what I mean?
Well, right, but I just meant the people that listen to our show. Because I said they were strangers, but really not everyone is a stranger because we've talked to some of them.
Right.
So they're no longer strangers.
Yeah, I don't know what that term would be.
Internet friends?
Yeah. Our internet friends.
So, yeah, there you go.
All right, so should we jump into into superstitions?
Sure. So one of the superstitions that should be familiar to everyone is opening umbrellas indoors. I yell at the children if they do that.
Really?
I'm like, close it right now.
Well, now you'll know why.
Yes. It is believed this one originated in Victorian England.
Oh, I also didn't reread any of these notes, so
let's roll with it.
Yep.
In Extraordinary Origins of Everyday Things, the scientist and the author Charles Panatti wrote, quote, in 18th century London, when metal spoke waterproof umbrellas began to become a common rainy day sight, their stiff, clumsy spring mechanism made them veritable hazards to open indoors. A rigidly spoked umbrella opening suddenly in a small room could seriously injure an adult or child, or shatter
frangible? You could just say fragile
object. Even a minor accident could provoke unpleasant words or a minor quarrel. Themselves stokes of bad luck in a family or among friends. Thus, the superstition arose as a deterrent to opening umbrellas indoors.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't get it.
It's just
Sorry. I can't.
You read without comprehending anything.
I was like, I don't understand this. I get like, apparently the umbrella is unsafe, but like, I don't understand.
Pretty much, yeah. The umbrella's unsafe because then it used to be metal spokes on the umbrellas. And so opening it indoors could hurt a kid or an adult.
Like
or
on the
break
end?
something. I think like the little parts that come down.
Okay.
So the things that now have like plastic caps on them.
Right.
Those things opening indoors could hurt someone. So they were like, oh, don't open it indoors. And then I guess it just became bad luck because you're going to hurt someone
Sure.
to open it indoors.
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Like, I don't understand anything I just read.
I know you read it with such an air of like, I don't know what I'm saying.
Really did not. There was a lot of words and I was like, I don't know what this is.
I could tell by the way you read it.
It's just, well, hopefully that's just the last struggle that I have. So we also have bad luck walking under a leaning ladder. This superstition is believed to have originated over 5,000 years ago in ancient Egypt. To Egyptians, the triangle shape is sacred, as an example, their pyramids.
Yep.
To them, triangles represent the trinity of the gods, and passing through a triangle was to desecrate them. Well, when you lean a ladder against the wall, it forms a triangle. What about the ones that, like, if you open it, it has like one on one side, one on the other?
Well, then it's still making a triangle.
Okay.
They didn't really talk about that in any of these things, but I think it's still
the triangle shape.
Triangle shape, yeah.
Charles Panatti wrote, quote, centuries later, followers of Jesus Christ usurped the superstition, interpreting it in the light of Christ's death. Because a ladder had rested against the crucifix, it became a symbol of wickedness, betrayal, and death. Walking under a ladder courted misfortune. So, in 1600s England, criminals were forced to walk under a ladder on their way to the gallows. That's funny.
I know. How awful is that, though?
I mean, like, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy because you're about to die.
Right.
Like, that's not very good luck.
And I mean, it's also like if you go with the whole part that it was a bad thing because it was leaning up against the crucifix, all of
Right,
that.
right.
Back in 1600s England, they were very religious. So you're going to die. They're going to give you the least religious way you can do it.
Sure, sure, sure. That makes sense. Breaking a mirror will give you 7 years of bad luck, which I hope not, because I have. There's one mirror that I didn't break it. Technically, the dog broke it
Recently?
a couple years ago.
Oh.
I was dog sitting, and they had one of those big, tall mirrors,
Hmm.
and the dog had like backed up weirdly into it, and so it fell
Oh.
and shattered. It's very scary.
Was it 7 years ago or less?
Less.
Uh oh.
But you know what? I graduated grad school and I got a job that I really like. So I think I'm okay.
Knock on wood.
Anyway, in ancient Greece, when someone wanted their fortunes analyzed, they would visit a mirror seers. These mirror seers would perform a ritual known as catopatromancy.
Sure.
Okay. Which was a type of divination performed by using a looking glass or mirror and water. The mirror would be dipped into the water, and a sick person would then look into the glass. If their image appeared distorted, they were likely to die soon. If their image was clear, they would live. That is so ridiculous.
I know.
So,
I mean, I'd be like, okay, let's give it like 5 minutes for the water to settle.
right.
And I will look.
That's crazy.
Right.
But in the 1st century AD, the Romans added a caveat to this. They believed that a person's health would change every 7 years, and the health had a 7-year cycle. So a distorted image resulting from a broken mirror meant that the person would have 7 years of ill health and misfortune rather than just outright death. I don't mind that.
So they didn't like the death part. They're like, no, you'll be sick for 7 years. You're not going to die.
Which, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Be miserable for 7 years, but then be okay.
Right.
7 years is a long time.
I know. You don't think about it like 7 years doesn't sound like a long time, but when you think of what can happen in 7 years, it's like, that's a really long time.
I mean, if I think of everything that's happened in the last 7 years of my life,
oh my God, yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
We went through a whole pandemic. The pandemic happened before the mirror broke, so don't get it twisted.
It's all Mackenzie's fault.
Yeah, right. So when you knock over salt,
Throwing, then knocking salt.
yes. Yeah. So when you spill salt, the idea is you're supposed to then take it and throw it over your shoulder.
Yep, thank you.
This has been a superstition for thousands of years, and the concept of throwing it over your left shoulder started around 3500 BC, when the ancient Sumerians would take a pinch of salt and throw it over their left shoulder to nullify the bad luck of spilling the salt. The ritual then spread to the Egyptians, Assyrians, and then the Greeks. The bad luck of spilling salt was because, for quite some time, salt was so costly, so spilling something that was worth so much was bad. Fair?
Mhm.
Knocking on wood, one of my favorites. The origins of knocking on wood to prevent disappointment is disagreed on by many. Historian Milton Goldsmith, who wrote Signs, Omens, and Superstitions, said, quote, some attribute it to the ancient religious rite of touching a crucifix when taking an oath. Alternatively, quote, among the ignorant peasants of Europe.
Presents.
That's what I said.
You said presents.
Oh. Alternatively, among the ignorant among the ignorant peasants of Europe, and may have had its beginning in the habit of knocking loudly to keep out evil spirits.
So I read somewhere else too. It was kind of confusing, but yeah, mainly it was like you're knocking to get the attention of spirits, but you're knocking to keep the bad spirits away and to let the good ones in or something like that. So if something happens, you knock on wood to keep the bad spirits away.
Most recently, I have said knock on wood to both of my parents for one reason or another, and they both knocked on their head. When there was wood available, I said, you cannot do that. You can only do that if there's no wood available. There's wood available, so knock on the wood.
And that's actually really funny. Because I do remember people will knock on their head instead.
And I'm like, haha, so funny, but I'm not laughing. Knock on the wood.
We're not taking any chances here.
Like, there's some superstitions where I'm like, mirror broken, psh, knocking on wood, you have to do
You
it.
must. Yeah, I do the salt over the shoulder.
Yep.
I do the knocking on wood. I haven't broken a mirror recently.
I mean, I
Knock on wood.
avoid trying to break it, but
if the unfortunate situation happens.
Technically, I did not break that mirror.
But then it's not your fault.
The dog broke the mirror.
Right, so the dog has 7 years of bad luck.
That's horrendous.
Which is like 49 years.
I don't like that one. I don't want to take it off, but
as soon as I said hated it
Um,
too.
that was not nice.
Well, maybe dogs here. We'll change it. Dogs are so pure that
Where they
bad luck will
can't.
not follow
Right.
them. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. I
They're
like that
immune
one.
to
There
it.
we go. Saying God bless after a sneeze. My kids, whenever, because sometimes I'll say just God bless.
Mhm.
I won't say, or sometimes I'll say bless you. I usually won't say God bless you. I don't know why. Sometimes it's just laziness. But they're like, why'd you say that? I was like, I don't know. It's like when you sneeze.
Yeah.
Like, but why just God bless? I'm like, because I'm lazy. I didn't feel like saying the whole thing.
And
God
now you
bless
can
you.
tell them God bless was the first way they used to say.
Exactly. This has always been a thing that one particular custom, wait,
This has always been a thing.
but one, okay, sorry. But one particular custom was actually an order by Pope Gregory the Great in the 6th century AD. A horrible sickness was spreading through Italy at the time. No, I don't think it would have been the plague. I mean, it would have been one of the plagues, but not the Black Plague.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been the Black Plague because they would have said that in the notes. It
Yeah.
was just a bad sickness.
The first symptom was severe chronic sneezing. You know those people that like sneeze a bunch,
That's my mom.
like in a row?
Mhm.
I saw this TikTok where it was like a would you rather. And it was like, I can't remember what it was, but it was something where like when you sneezed, something came out.
Ew.
And one of my friends, he'll sneeze like 5 times in a row. So I just wait till he's done. So I sent it to him and I'm like, which one would you do?
So what was the other would you rather?
I don't remember because I
Oh.
focused on the sneeze.
Oh.
The other one was like worse,
Mhm.
but I was like, okay, for me, someone who sneezes, maybe once or twice,
Yeah.
I could deal with that.
Yeah.
But I sent it to him because I was like, you sneeze a lot in
My
a row.
sneezing has gotten worse
Yeah.
since I've gotten pregnant. Like, usually it would be like 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Usually typical 2. People at work understand now it's 2. If I only do 1, they're like looking at me waiting for the next one. So sometimes it's only 1, but now it will be like 3 or 4, sometimes 5, and it's just like aggressive. Like, I don't know what is happening.
Yeah, usually I sneeze twice. If I sneeze 3 times, it usually hurts because it's like a big.
Yeah, it's like aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't remember what it was. I could look at it later, but it just reminded me of that. Any hooser. So chronic sneezing was the first symptom, which is funny because when people sneeze, it's funny. I know not in a like regularly, but I don't know. Sneezing is hilarious because some people have really cute sneezes.
Mm.
Some people have really loud sneezes, like my dad, that scare the crap out of you. Some people have like weird sneezes where it's like, did you actually sneeze?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to swallow your sneezes, though. So that's bad for you,
Yeah.
health wise.
Let him out.
Yeah. Anyway, it was followed by a quick death. So the Pope urged that the healthy pray for the sick instead of the common may you enjoy good health. He believed it needed to be more urgent. So God bless you. And if someone were alone, Pope Gregory urged people to say the prayer for themselves in the form of God help me. Do you ever like sometimes it's so knee jerk to say bless you that I'll be like in public and hear someone sneeze and I'll just say it as I'm passing by.
Well, because I work in an office. So the office that I'm in now, people will really say bless you. Like, I'll sneeze and I'll hear like 13 people be like, bless
Yeah.
you. And I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
So I don't really though, because sometimes someone will sneeze and no one will say anything. And I'm like, well, it's now too late. I can't say it like a second or 2 later.
Well, but that's what I mean. Like for me, it's such a knee jerk reaction. I don't even think about it.
Oh, yeah. Nope, not for me.
Hmm.
If I'm like super focused on something, then it is.
Yeah.
But if I'm like kind of lollygagging and doing something else, then I think about it too much and I don't say it.
Of course not. You psych yourself out.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
And also sometimes our office is quiet on the rare occasions, but sometimes it is quiet. And I'm like, I'm not going to say something that'll just disturb the peace.
I get that.
Then there's this lady who sneezes, and before anyone can even say anything, so she'll sneeze and she goes, achoo, excuse me, like very loud. And I'm like, ma'am, please, please.
I only say that if there's someone nearby and it's more of the not excuse me, like pardon me, but more of the like, excuse me, are you going to bless me?
Oh, yeah, nope. She'll just yell it out, and then everyone's like,
That's
well, I'm
weird.
not going to say it now.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
Black cats crossing your path. Different cultures believe different things for this. Some thinking that Some thinking that if a black that also doesn't.
Yeah, some thinking that if a black cat crosses your path.
Some think
Some thinking.
Some think that if a black cat crosses your path, it will bring you good luck, while others think bad luck.
Okay, you can say it however you want to.
because that's the proper way to say it. Egyptians revered all cats, so for them, even a black cat crossing your path was considered to bring good luck. In England in the early 17th century, had a black if you had a black cat as a pet.
Nope, there's a person.
Okay.
Hold on, let me find the person. There's supposed to be a person who had the black cat. I told you, I didn't read over these again.
It's okay.
All right, let me see who the person was who had a black cat, because that does
Okay.
kind of go on to the whole thing.
It was a he.
It was a he. Oh, no. Duh, I'm going through my notes. I put it full of state facts.
Silly goose.
Okay. King Charles the First.
Okay.
Okay.
He had a black cat as a pet.
Wait, I didn't say that. King Charles the First.
He had a black cat as a pet. And when the cat died, he said that that meant that his luck was gone. And the very next day, he was arrested and charged with high treason.
So, yeah.
Coincidence? Who
I
knows?
don't know.
But in the Middle Ages, it was the opposite belief. At the time, black cats were associated with witches and were often believed to be the familiar or companions of witches, or that the cat was actually the witch in disguise. So it was believed that if a black cat crossed your path, it meant the bad luck
The bad luck sign.
that the devil was watching you. It meant
It was bad luck sign.
that the devil was watching you.
Yeah. I never grew up thinking the black cat thing because I owned black cats.
Yeah.
Before I was like very allergic to them. We
Yeah.
like pretty much only had black cats. And so I never
I
took
think
them as bad luck.
if I did ever think of it becoming your friend, I stopped
Yeah.
because I was like, well, but they're here.
Yeah. And they would
Maybe it
walk in
doesn't
front of
count
me
though if
sometimes.
it's like your pet.
Maybe.
Maybe it has to be a stranger black cat.
But now I'm like, oh, look at that black cat.
I was going to say black cats are so stinking cute.
I know. So
So-
we have one who roams around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And if he walks in front of me, I'm like, oh, look at you.
What a cutie pie.
I can't pet you because then I'll die. But
Right.
oh.
Yay.
So there's my bad luck. I can't touch them.
there you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
So unlucky number 13. I can't stand the number 13. It makes me so uncomfortable.
I really don't have a problem with the number 13.
One of my friends, his favorite number is 13.
See, I'm not like that.
Mostly because, well, not mostly, but part of the reason is because Alex Morgan, his favorite soccer player, she was number 13.
I know exactly who you're talking about now.
Yeah. But 13 just makes me uncomfy.
I did have a bad Friday the 13th, though.
Mm.
I was leaving school. Someone else was driving, and he didn't listen to me when I told him to turn one way out of our school. He turned the other way. We got T-boned.
I think I remember that vaguely.
Yeah. And then that night, we were going to go to a friend's house to watch a movie. Before I went over to the friend's house, my phone fell in the toilet. And then we got to the friend's house, and then they watched a scary movie. This is before I liked scary movies, so I was not happy. So I got home right before midnight, and I sat on the couch, and I said, I'm just going to sit here until the day is over. My dad was watching TV, I remember, and I was like, Dad, I'm just going to sit here. He goes, okay. I explained my day. He goes, yeah, just sit.
Yeah, just don't move. Fear of the number 13 is known as triskaidekaphobia.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Like, there wasn't even like,
There was no
pause,
hesitation.
That was
nothing.
Wow, I'm
Actually,
impressed.
as you were looking up the name, I was practicing in my head. So
I'm still going to be very impressed.
Thank you. The main origins come from Norse mythology. The well-known tale that goes that 12 gods were invited to dine at Valhalla. Did I say that right?
Mhm.
Okay. A magnificent banquet hall in Asgard, the city of the gods. But the god of strife and evil, Loki, crashed the party, so there were 13 attendees instead. The other gods tried to kick Loki out, but in the struggle that ensued, Balder
Yeah, I
was
guess.
kicked, making killed, making the number 12 again. I wonder which one's Balder.
I don't know.
I only know Thor, Loki, and Odin, their dad.
Oh.
Those are
Mhm.
the only ones I know.
Yep. Same.
So
Now that you mentioned them.
many dinner parties will avoid having 13 members, and that fear spread. And then in the Christian era, we have the Last Supper, where Judas, the disciple who betrayed Jesus, was the 13th guest at the table. Every time I hear Judas, I think of the sound Judas. And in Harry Potter, spoiler alert if you don't want to hear this, they have dinner with 12 people, not knowing that a 13th was there, and the first person to get up would be doomed to die soon. Well, Dumbledore was the first to rise, and we know what happened to him. When did that happen?
There was a dinner party. I can't remember it 100%. It had to have been the fourth 5th book. Well, because Dumbledore dies in the 6th, so it would have been in the 6th book or the 7th.
I thought he does in the 7th.
The 7th book. He dies in one of them. I haven't gotten to that book yet. We're reading through again. I just got to the 6th, and I can't remember because it was so long ago that I read it. But there's, like, some guest like, they're having a dinner party, and, Trelawney comes, and she's like, "Oh, I'm
Mm.
not gonna sit because there's 12 of you.
Mhm.
So if I sit, that'll be 13, and then the first person to rise will die." One person at the table, I can't remember how it was, but there was an extra person, maybe a ghost, I can't remember, but someone else was there, and so Dumbledore is the first to rise when he, like, greets her.
Mhm.
So
Got
he
it.
was the next one to die.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 13, and they don't a lot of places, buildings don't have a 13th floor.
I know, that's so
I
weird.
mean, physically they have one,
Technically,
but
it's not counted as 13.
correct. Except my dorm room or my dorm building in college.
At the
They
13th.
they had a 13th floor.
Mm.
It was the top floor,
Oh, good.
and now the building's condemned. So,
I just remember when I went to go visit you, there were, like, bars on the windows, right?
yeah, so people don't jump out.
Yep, and then the shower head was so low down that you
Yeah.
would have to, like, squat, and you're like, "Oh, it's so people don't hang themselves."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh,
And
where am I staying?"
there was, like, the sprinkler things.
Mhm.
There was a picture of a hanger with slats
Oh,
through it.
I've seen that in hotels and stuff
So
before,
people
though.
didn't hang that up. There was always a loud bang coming from above me, but I could never figure out who was there. There was no AC.
Oh, yep.
It
We
was
had no AC
hot as hell.
in our, dorm room either. Yeah, good
So,
times.
yeah.
The first time I remember in college, we got really close with your roommates very quickly because we were all
Yeah.
sleeping, like, sports bras, spandex because it was so
Shorts.
hot.
Hot.
The first day that we got to use, our comforter, oh my god, we were so excited. I was like, "Look at this, it's cold enough to use a comforter?"
We would put, like, those giant box fans, like, in the window.
We had one,
Ugh.
but the windows opened angular, like, they
Oh.
came open, so you would have it, like, rested, so it wasn't as a box fan should be, you were just like, "We're gonna get some air."
Yeah, ours at least went up, thankfully.
Nope, ours did not.
Yeah. And then I had a mini fan.
Oh, I had a mini fan that followed
So,
me all around the dorm.
yes, absolutely.
Ah, good times. Well, yeah, so superstitions.
Yeah.
Superstition ain't the way.
Wow, wow.
I'm still slacking, still haven't come up with anything.
Wow.
So what tale do you have, Mackenzie?
Not even something special for Halloween.
What spooky tale do you have, Mackenzie?
Like many things we don't understand, we assume that when it comes from marginalized groups of people, then it must be evil.
Mm-hmm.
Evil things have been done in the name of Santa Muerte, but it is largely misunderstood. And I sincerely apologize for my very white pronunciation of a lot of these Spanish things. I'm so sorry. In my head, I sound great.
Oh, yeah. You're like
I have
fluent
the
in your head.
perfect accent and everything. When I do it out loud, oh my God. So, apologies in advance.
Sometimes it's one of those things where our mouths just can't make those noises.
Yep. The majority of people who practice Santa Muerte are kind people who are asking for a better life. Not all of them are part of the drug cartel.
Oh.
As always, we will start with the history of the practice and how it became popular for millions of people around the world, but particularly in Mexico. Like many places in the North, Central, and South American countries that were conquered by European explorers, the Spanish conquistadors conquered the Aztec Empire in Mexico. Catholicism spread throughout the land, pushing out many of the indigenous practices and beliefs of the Mexican people. In pre-Columbian times, the skeletal Aztec goddess of death was Mictecacíhuatl. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I couldn't find a video of it. I'm so sorry. After the Spanish Inquisition, worship of the goddess began to diminish, but it did not disappear completely. Veneration, or to have great respect or reverence, of Santa Muerte was documented in the 1940s in working class neighborhoods in Mexico City. At the time, practitioners would worship in secret. They would keep small altars in their homes and pay tribute to Santa Muerte behind closed doors.
So is she the same person who you just tried to pronounce?
Kind of.
Okay.
Same vibe.
Okay. But two different, like, entities?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll get into, like, what it is next.
Okay.
So I'm doing the history first and then, like, what is the belief and practices and things like that.
Ooh, okay.
It began to gain more attention and popularity in the late 1990s after the arrest of Daniel Arzamendi Lopez. Lopez is one of Mexico's most notorious kidnappers and serial killers who also happens to be a practitioner of Santa Muerte.
Oh.
Santa Muerte. It's not Santa like Santa Claus.
No, it's not.
This discovery inspired the common association between Santa Muerte violence and criminality in Mexico. Beginning in 2001, Santa Muerte started to be worshipped and celebrated outside of people's homes. And Raquita Romero built a shrine for a life-size statue of Santa Muerte in her home in Mexico City, visible from the street.
Are you gonna show me a picture of Santa Muerte?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
By the late 2000s, Santa Muerte had become Mexico's second most popular saint after St. Jude and rivaled the country's national patroness, the Virgin of Guadalupe.
Wow.
With the rise of Santa Muerte among the Mexican people, the Catholic Church and the Mexican government condemned the practice of Santa Muerte. I say this so many times. And said it was the same as worshiping the devil.
Oh.
In March of 2009, the Mexican army demolished 40 roadside shrines near the Mexico and U.S. border.
Because that means saint of death, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Santa Muerte is the fastest growing new religious movement in the world with an estimated 12 million followers
Oh my gosh.
in Mexico, Central America, and the United States. And
Wow.
maybe even in Europe. Many view the practice of Santa Muerte as a cult following and sometimes refer to it as the cult of Santa Muerte, but it's not necessarily.
Yeah.
Or there might be a cult, but it's not the main thing.
Yeah. I mean, everything has occult forms from it. You
Right.
know, like Christianity has many Christian cults, but
Mhm.
well, I was gonna say you don't classify Christianity as a cult, but
Yeah, it's always funny to me how when another religion comes in and it's celebrating something that maybe scares other people or just is unfamiliar,
yeah.
and typically it ends up being from people of color,
Yeah.
it's the devil.
Oh yeah.
So,
Of course. I mean, that's how it's been.
even though a ton of people in Mexico celebrate the Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
So, it's not they
Even people
look at
not in
it as
Mexico.
like death is not a thing, it's something that happens.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not meant to be scary.
Versus no, that's what like other people think.
Oh,
Versus
okay.
these people, she is a not a person, but she's the personification of death.
Okay.
So the fact that they've turned her into an entity is a lot of the problems that people have with it.
Okay. Interesting.
And because they associate it with drug cartels.
Right. That's the bad part of
Yeah.
it.
Santa Muerte is a personification of death. Unlike other Latin American folk saints, Santa Muerte is not seen as a dead human being. She is associated with healing, protection, financial well-being, and assurance of a path to the afterlife. Santa Muerte is a skeleton dressed in female clothes or a shroud, carrying both a scythe and a globe. So she kind of has a Grim Reaper vibe.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Santa Muerte is distinguished as female not by her skeletal form, but rather by her attire and hair. Rituals dedicated to Santa Muerte include processions, not possessions, processions, like you're walking down the aisle.
I mean, either works.
Yeah.
Did you
But-
say walking down an aisle?
Yeah, like the wedding procession.
Well, yeah, but they also have funeral processions.
Well, I was trying to be positive.
Yes, relating Santa Muerte with a wedding
I forgot about funeral
instead
processions.
of funeral.
I knew there was something, but I couldn't remember what it was. Anyway, so they have processions and prayers intending to have a miracle granted. Some believers of Santa Muerte remain members of the Catholic Church, while others are cutting ties with the Catholic Church and founding independent Santa Muerte churches and temples. Santa Muerte altars generally contain one or multiple images of the saint, generally surrounded by any or all of the following: cigarettes, flowers, fruit, incense, water, alcoholic beverages, coins, candies, and candles.
Wow.
According to popular belief, Santa Muerte is very powerful and is reputed to grant many miracles. Her images are treated as holy and can grant miracles in return for the believer's faith. So that's where like the cigarettes and all that come, they're like gifts for her as you're, asking for something.
Mhm.
A lot of people ask for like protection and things like that,
Right.
especially because she's the saint of death. And
Right.
so if anyone can protect you from death, it's going to be her.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So the being a believer or becoming a believer, it sounds like very cultish, but it's not like this big extravagant thing. Like you just honor her with gifts and things like that.
So, I mean, it kind of sounds in a way like Catholicism. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
She is often worshipped by those exposed to the dangers of working at night, such as taxi drivers,
Oh,
bar owners, police, soldiers, and sex workers.
interesting.
Devotees believe that she can protect against assaults, accidents, gun violence, and all types of violent death.
I mean, if that's the belief for her and you're working in one of those jobs where all of those things are very, like, could be day-to-day concerns, I can see why you'd want to.
It's interesting because while there are many in the cartels that are practicing Santa Muerte and have
Mhm.
done things in the name of Santa Muerte,
Mm,
the police that police them also are practitioners
right.
of Santa Muerte,
Interesting.
also asking for that same protection.
Right.
So it's interesting
Huh,
how,
that is interesting.
yeah. Her effigies are dressed differently depending on what is being requested.
Oh.
Usually her vestments are different colored robes. The colors of Santa Muerte's votive candles and vestments are associated with the type of petitions made, which is similar to voodoo.
Oh, okay.
So as I was reading, like they talked about how there was similarities in terms of like people can practice voodoo, but they might also be Catholic.
Okay.
And so it's not necessarily a separate thing. It's
Yeah.
something that they do kind of in conjunction with it, which is what some people do with Santa Muerte.
Okay.
And they brought up like Santeria.
Yep.
I'm not kidding. As I wrote this whole thing, that song was stuck in my head.
I don't practice
Just that line
Santeria.
the whole time. And I'm not talking about Santeria, but
Yeah.
it was stuck in my head the whole time. For example, red could be used in cases of love and passion, and black could be used as power against enemies. So
Mm.
just like with voodoo, it could be used for both good and evil.
Right.
In Mexico, there has been a rise of cartels and gang narcocultura, drug culture.
Oh, okay.
This section of the population promotes greater levels of criminality than in mainstream and older forms of Santa Muerte worship. Dr. Robert J. Bunker is an American academic and applied theorist on national security and other advanced concepts. His biography on the Association of the United States Army says that Dr. Bunker is an expert in international security and counterterrorism.
Oh, wow.
He teaches at the U.S. Army War College Strategic Studies Institute and at the Safe Communities Institute at the University of Southern California.
His business card must be insane.
Right. In the past, he has worked as a futurist at the FBI Academy in Quantico.
What
and
is that?
something to do with behavior stuff.
Oh,
I
so cool.
just shortened it.
So cool.
And served as a visiting professor and Minerva chair at the Army War College. I don't know what a Minerva chair is.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it
I
is
think
either.
it's got to be some sort of honorary thing.
Probably.
I could be wrong. He holds degrees in history, politics, and anthropology with advanced training in counterterrorism and counter narcotics. So if anyone's going to be knowledgeable about this, it's going to be him.
Yep.
Because over his career, Dr. Bunker has given hundreds of talks, including testimony before the U.S. Congress, and published nearly 500 works on security, defense, and related topics.
Wow.
He wrote an article in 2013 that is featured on the FBI's Law Enforcement Bulletin, or LEB, and discusses the role that Santa Muerte has played in the narcocultura in Mexico and even in the United States. It's basically like one of those things of like, this is what it is. This is how it's infiltrated
Mm-hmm.
in this negative way. And so instead of ignoring it and, not respecting it or whatever,
Right.
becoming more aware.
Yeah.
Because there may be crimes done in the name of this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there could be some crimes and they happen to also worship Santa Muerte.
Right.
So, but his point being like, we need to understand this better because this is starting to become a more common thing.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely heard of it before. Like, I love the shows Contraband and Drugs
Yeah.
Inc. and like all of those things. And they'll talk about like Santa Muerte sometimes when they talk about like whatever specific cartel it
Right,
is.
exactly. He writes that some worship in Santa Muerte can be so extreme that it condones morally corrupt behaviors. The rise in deviant spirituality should not be surprising. Mexico has a significant population of persons living in poverty and feeling disenfranchised by the government.
Mm-hmm.
Bunker writes, quote, "This underclass produces a disproportionate amount of unsanctioned folk saint worshippers, though only a small percentage of them end up as killers for gangs and cartels. However, men and women who torture and kill others need a way to rationalize their activities. Since they can't find solace in mainstream religion, mainly Catholicism, they will seek comfort elsewhere." Dr. Bunker says, quote, "The death of someone's enemies, protection from harm, or at least hope for a quick and glorious death,
Mm-hmm.
cultivation of a dangerous reputation, and the ability to enjoy benefits of fabulous riches, including the company of beautiful women, become paramount. Because of this, the sacrifices and offerings to Santa Muerte have become violent and bloody. Quote, rather than plates of food, beer, and tobacco in some instances, the heads of victims, and presumably their souls, have served as offerings to invoke powerful petitions for divine intervention.
Ugh.
There have been many murders associated with Santa Muerte, and while some cannot be officially verified, others are a clear case of violent Santa Muerte worship. What? Santa Muerte worship.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Dr. Bunker says, quote, other cases have included individuals castrated and beheaded while alive,
Oh my
lit on
god.
fire and burned to death, and butchered and quartered. Sometimes authorities find only the victim's skin.
Oh my god.
It remains unclear if these violent killings represent the acts of secular psychopaths or those following some sort of ritualized spiritual purpose. So, some of the examples that Dr. Bunker provides are from both Mexico and the United States. And the following situations are things that he talked about in his article. So in 2006 in Tijuana, Mexico, a cartel's members' associates turned on him after he spent all the gang's money.
Oh, well,
They tied him to a chair and sawed off his legs and an arm. After he bled to
just
death,
one arm.
I guess.
Ugh.
After he bled to death, a female member removed his head and gave it to Santa Muerte as an offering. In the Yucatan Peninsula, outside of Cancun, Mexico, in September 2008, investigators found 11 headless bodies stacked together.
Oh my god.
Authorities also discovered 11 bird marks arranged in a circle in a nearby field. Presumably, gang members ritually burned the victims' heads. Days later, authorities raided the homes of the perpetrators and discovered Santa Muerte shrines. So that's one of those ones where it's like,
Right.
it's not directly obvious, but maybe it's true because you now realize that they practice with Santa Muerte.
Right.
So
And I mean, with the other one too, where they gave the head as the offering.
that's a little bit more clear because it's at the altar.
Right, right.
But for this, there's a lot where it's like, oh, they
I see what you mean.
found an altar in their home or whatever, but not necessarily at the crime scene.
Right.
So in Culiacan, in January 2010, a suspect placed a decapitated head by the tomb of the deceased cartel leader Arturo Beltran Leva. Earlier, after Beltran Leva was killed in his apartment, authorities found items related to the cult of Santa Muerte, suggesting that one of his former fellow gang members may have presented the head as an offering.
It seems like heads as offerings is a very
Yeah, right?
big thing.
Yeah. So these are some that happened in the United States. In April 2011, local law enforcement officers investigating a dozen killings in Chicago, Illinois, identified multiple suspects as Santa Muerte followers.
Wow.
2 had Grim Reaper tattoos. Santa Muerte shrines were found in the homes of the arrestees who slit their victims' throats in some of the killings.
Ugh.
In September 2011, a man in Sullivan City, Texas, was found stabbed and burned to death in the remains of his trailer. Next to the rubble stood a small shed containing a Santa Muerte shrine with still lit candles. Presumably, the shrine is associated with the homicide victim, but the motivation behind the crime remains under investigation, or it was at the time.
Right.
So I also Googled crimes done, Santa Muerte, and so I found a couple of them.
This is so fascinating.
There's one. The most recent one happened in February 2024.
Oh, wow.
Michelle Angelica Pineda, aka La Chele, was arrested in El Paso after a multi-agency investigation. The FBI said in its news release at the time, quote, Pineda was known for her extreme brutality, such as dismembering bodies, removing hearts, and placing the hearts in front of the Santa Muerte altars and statues.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's like something out of a Supernatural, honestly.
Yeah. And I think this was 2012, this next story I'm going to share. Police in northern Mexico had arrested 8 people in connection with the killing of 2 10-year-old boys and a woman in ritual sacrifices. The victims' blood appeared to have been poured out around an altar dedicated to Santa Muerte. Jose Laringa was the spokesperson for Sonora state prosecutors, and he told the press, quote, they sliced open the victims' veins while they were still alive. They waited for them to bleed to death and collected the blood in a container. Investigations were launched after the family of one of the 10-year-old boys reported him missing earlier that month.
10 years old?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Reports said that many of those arrested belonged to the same family. Sylvia Meraz, one of the suspects, and her son, Ramon Palacios, were allegedly leaders of the cult, according to the prosecutors. And speaking to reporters, she said, quote, we all agreed to do it. Supposedly she, as in one of the victims, was a witch or something. She did not comment on the other killings.
Wow.
So Santa Muerte is a popular religion and marginalized community in the United States and Mexico and all over.
Yeah.
The reason is that Santa Muerte is far more accepting than other deities and other religions.
Hmm.
For example, people in the LGBTQ plus community turn to Santa Muerte because of being cast out by the Catholic Church.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, apparently it has a huge following with them
Wow.
because they have this belief, they have this religion, but they know
Yeah.
they're not welcome.
Aw.
They are accepted for who they are with Santa Muerte. She is not judgmental and is accepting of everyone.
Wow,
So
that's so sweet.
yeah. And that's the thing. It's like mostly marginalized people. So
Yeah.
people in poverty,
Mhm.
people in marginalized communities.
Right.
And one of the articles I was reading was talking about immigrants that are in the LGBTQ community. So it's like you're in many different
Right.
camps, and that this is one of the only things that you can find that like accepts you
Wow.
you know, and it accepts anyone. Like
Yeah.
when you're there celebrating Santa Muerte or whatever it may be, everyone is welcome.
Wow. I mean, I kinda love that. That's so
Right?
sweet. It's kinda like the Church of Satan has that too, where they're like are very accepting, and it's
Yeah.
like, you're like, "That's so sweet."
Right. And you know, to condemn something like that, I can understand in the name of using it to do evil things.
Right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But to condemn it as a whole and accuse people of this devil worship or whatever that they themselves do not believe they're doing
Mhm.
is unfair because you know damn well that your religion doesn't accept them.
Yeah, and it's also like, they always have these like devil worshipping whatevers. Well, there's also like Christianity and Catholicism who also believe in the devil.
Mhm.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's so hypocritical. Like when you
Absolutely.
hate one religion because they do one thing, but you think it's fine for your religion to do it because you're doing it a different way.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. In conclusion,
Oh, I
even
wish
though
you had more.
there was a lot, but it was more of like the background of Santa Muerte and like its role in society.
Yeah.
I could only find like little blurbs of
No, I mean, this has been fascinating.
yeah.
That's why I just wish there was more to
I
hear
know.
about it,
You can look at the articles I put.
which are on our works cited page
Yes.
in our show notes.
They will eventually be. As soon as I remember to copy and paste them over. So even though Santa Muerte is closely associated with criminals and drug cartels, that is only a small fraction of its followers. The majority of people are law-abiding citizens who want to be loved and accepted. And that is Santa Muerte.
Well, that was fascinating.
Isn't that cool?
Yes.
And when I first saw it, of course, it was like, oh, this is the thing that drug cartels.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay, well, this is definitely going to be good. But
Mhm.
then, of course, as I read more into it,
Right.
I was like, ah.
I mean, there's bad people in everything.
Yeah.
There's pedophiles in Christianity.
Yep.
Like there's bad people in every religion.
100%.
Every
I
religion.
thought that exact same
And then there's
thing.
also good people in every religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because we are the way we are as a society, the people who do bad things, the spotlight's going to be more on them. So
Yeah.
it's going to feel like there's more of them
Right.
when really there's not.
Exactly.
It's like with serial killers too. They make up 1%,
Right.
but they
Yes.
feel like they're this prominent thing because they're always talked about
Yes.
when really they're not.
Because I mean, yeah, if you think about like the ratio of like serial killers to the population,
Right.
yeah, it's like 1%, but that's all we talk about or that's all you hear about.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought this was like really sweet. And they talked about, I listened to like a podcast from he was interviewing a guy who was in the police force in Mexico. He also like not worship, but like practiced with Santa Muerte.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like actually a part of his like home growing up, but he didn't realize like that's what it was.
Right. Because if it's just what you grow up with.
Right. And I don't think they necessarily addressed it explicitly, but he said that like with whatever altar that they had, there was like this statue kind of right behind it that was a part of it.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it was only done like in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, I thought this was fascinating that in Mexican culture, the feminine is more prominent. So that's why you have, the Virgin of Guadalupe
Okay.
and the Virgin Mary and things like that
Right.
that are more feminine focused.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's just the main thing in Mexican culture, which I thought was really interesting.
That is interesting.
So yeah, Santa Muerte.
Wow. Very interesting. Nicely done.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know how I wanted to do that.
I think you did it very well.
Yeah.
I liked it.
And I mean, I surface level talked what it was about,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the rituals you can do, and people do things in different ways, and it's like I'm sure in people's minds, the more severe,
Yeah.
the more you'll get, but like to most people, that means like walking barefoot uphill
Yeah.
or
Right.
something like that, or crawling
Mhm.
on the road to the altar,
Oh, yeah.
not cutting someone's head off.
Right. Right. Like other more self
Right. Like
things.
it's more of like what they can do themselves to
Honor.
honor and offer to Santa Muerte.
Wow. Very interesting.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
It really is.
And it's becoming bigger and bigger.
Mhm.
And I get it. When people feel ostracized,
Oh, absolutely.
they want to feel included and loved.
Absolutely.
And it makes sense that, people on the outside are going to call it a cult because
Mhm.
cults do that.
Yep.
That's how they get people
I
in.
mean, that's exactly what I was thinking too.
But this is definitely more of a religious following
Yeah.
than a cult because it's not one,
Mhm.
it's many places around the world.
Right. And like what we said, everything can like cults can stem from all of these
Exactly.
things. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah.
Wow. Fascinating.
Yeah, there you go. What's spooky to you, porn, Lord?
So I went a very different way.
Mm-hmm.
So in the facts, I went over some of the more well-known superstitions,
Mm-hmm.
but for this, I wanted to go over like more specific ones.
Okay.
So I found some for each state.
Oh, fun.
So if you're in one of these states,
Mm-hmm.
and if this is true or not, let us know.
Do you go in alphabetical order?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
So obviously, we haven't been to all of these states, so we don't know if all of these are true.
Hmm.
So if you are in one of these states and it is true, let us know. If it's something that you've never heard of before, let us know.
Right.
Because the one for Virginia, I'd never heard of before.
Heard of it.
Nope. And I was like, oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
All right. What is the first state alphabetically, Mackenzie?
Alabama.
Beautiful. Football fans at the University of Alabama won't sing Rammer Jammer Yellow Hammer. I guess it's one of their songs until they know that they will win. So that's only a song that they sing like last quarter when they know they're going to win.
And that's a very specific part of Alabama.
That's the thing. Some of these are like very specific.
Yeah.
Alaska. Don't bring bananas or flowers aboard a fishing boat, as both will bring misfortune.
Oh.
That is because hundreds of years ago, bananas were known to house deadly spiders that would sicken and kill many crew members.
Totally fair.
As for
I wouldn't want them either.
no, God, no. Oh my God. When we came home the other night, so I always keep the front like porch light on.
Mhm.
Always. We had like Chris staying over and he turned it off. When we're coming up, there was a huge ass spider hanging like up. And we got here at like 6 a.m. So Chris was still sleeping. So I was gonna knock on the door. So I like stretched as far as I could to unlock our two. Oh my God. Hated it. And then I had the light on for a little bit and he was gone. Thank God. So for flowers, funeral wreaths are made of them, which may suggest that crew members are preparing for a death aboard.
Okay, understandable.
So no flowers, no bananas.
Okay.
Arizona, hikers are known to disappear in the Superstition Mountains. As many,
they have their own mountains.
I've talked about this.
I know.
I covered it in episode 26.
Okay.
So as many as 4 to 5 hikers die in this mountain range every year, more than any other mountain range.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Even Mount Everest?
I don't know. So the
Or
article,
you mean like in the United States?
maybe in the United States.
Okay.
The article I found just gave me like brief little things about each state.
Yeah.
So Arkansas, the devil is believed to live in Hell's Half Acre, which is near hot springs. Animals and birds won't even fly or cross near the area.
Interesting.
I know. I was like, California, if you make a wish as 2 Volkswagens are crossing an intersection, your wish will come true.
Any Volkswagen?
It just says Volkswagens, so I don't think it means specifically bugs. I think it just means any 2 Volkswagens.
Interesting. I wonder where that came from.
See, I don't know.
Like, what happened that
Maybe one person made a wish, they saw 2 Volkswagens, and it came true. And they're like, that's it.
But I thought you're not supposed to.
If you make a wish as 2 are crossing an intersection, your wish will come true.
Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, we like this one. You want to see 2 Volkswagens.
Yes. It had to have happened a couple times. Like, I bet it happened and he didn't think about it, and then it happened again. He's like, wait a minute, this happened the last time I made a wish. And then by the 3rd time it happened,
It's a superstition.
it's a superstition.
If you kill a toad in Colorado, your cow will produce bloody milk.
Oh. Don't do that.
In Connecticut, to comb one's hair after dark is a sign of sickness.
What?
I don't know, 'cause I shower at night, so I comb my
You'd
hair.
be screwed.
I know. Maybe that's why I have all these allergies.
But we're not in Connecticut.
I know, so it doesn't make any sense.
Do you think the superstition stops at the border of the state?
Yes. I like to believe it does.
Yes.
In Delaware, it is believed by the Nanticoke people who lived in Delaware in the early 20th century that the seventh born child held magic powers.
Oh.
They could also understand the use of medicines and could even cast spells on people and animals.
That's like the second son of the second son.
Yeah, yeah.
Werewolf.
Oh, yeah.
My dad played a trick on my uncle with that. 'Cause
Oh,
my grandfather's adopted.
yeah.
And so they were like joking with my uncle that like, oh, the second son of the second son. And he's like, no, like grandpa's the oldest. But his parents like had a, a baby boy
Mhm.
before they adopted my grandpa who had passed.
Oh,
So technically
the
my
second
grandpa is the
son.
second son.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then my uncle would be the second son of the second son.
Oh, that is so funny.
Apparently he freaked out. I was like, that's hilarious.
We did cover some story. It was like the seventh son of the seventh son.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was for, but
Yeah.
I've heard of the seventh thing before.
Yeah.
In Florida, if a cow's tail is upright, a hurricane is coming.
Just like sticking up.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like,
Interesting.
yeah. In Georgia, if a horse's mane is tangled, it means a witch was riding it. Knots that are seen in manes are actually called witches' stirrups.
My hair gets knotty at just like flicking it off my shoulder. So I can't imagine a horse.
Right, the wind.
Right.
My hair after I went on the ferry and it was
Oh my
blowing in the
God.
wind, it was like knotting in places where I was like, you two hair strands haven't even touched. Why are you knotted? So in Hawaii, if you take a rock or sand from the beaches of Hawaii or a lava rock from a volcano, you will be cursed by Pele. We've covered this in episode 81.
I was just going to say, I feel like I've heard this before.
Yep, that's a very like well-known one.
Yeah.
In Idaho, Spirit Lake got its name from a young man and woman who fell in love, but they were both part of rival Native American tribes. Because of this, they were unable to wed, so in a symbolic wedding ceremony of their own, they tied their wrists together and leapt off the cliffs into the lake. People claim to see their spirits rafting across the lake in a canoe as sorrowful sounds fill the air.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I don't like that one either. All right, Illinois, we have the Billy Goat Curse.
Okay.
So this curse was placed on the Chicago Cubs by Billy Cyanis, a tavern owner. Cyanis had been prevented from bringing his goat to Wrigley Field during the 1945 World Series. Outraged, he vowed the Cubs would never win a World Series as long as the goat wasn't allowed in. This curse actually held up until 2016 when they finally won the World Series.
I was like, that's funny because it kind of, I mean, that's like with the Boston Red Sox, the curse of the Bambino.
Oh,
And like, because they
yes.
traded Babe Ruth,
Yeah.
they were like cursed forever. But then I think it was 2004, they finally won a World Series.
It's like the curse has finally run out.
Exactly.
Indiana, women used to plant their squash and cucumber seeds during the time period that corresponds with Gemini, the third zodiac sign, to ensure a bountiful crop, which would be May 22nd to June 21st. So I looked it up. It also happens that the best time to plant squash just happens to be late spring, early summer, and spring is also the best time to plant cucumbers. So
Coincidence? Maybe.
who knows? There is an angel statue located in Oakland Cemetery in Iowa City, Iowa. Apparently, it had originally been a golden bronze statue, but it turned black because of a woman's infidelity.
Oh.
Another superstition says that any girl who is kissed near the statue at night will die within 6 months.
Damn.
Like,
Imagine someone bringing you there for that purpose.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ew, you could write a really scary story about
You
that.
could.
Ew, that's kind of fun. Okay, Kansas. If you boil an egg, fill the space of the yolk with salt and go to bed. Whoever you dream about will be who you will marry.
I don't like that
Why?
because I can't control who I dream about.
But maybe this filling the egg with salt, that's when it will control your dream. To be like, this is who you'll marry.
Honestly, my dreams should just be left alone.
Mine are getting to that point where they're getting scaly.
Like, I had a dream that I was in Wisconsin.
Oh.
We just did Wisconsin.
Oh.
And I had driven to Wisconsin. I don't remember everything that happened there. And I was trying to get back. I had to drive back to catch a flight at Dulles. I know it doesn't make any sense. And there was a bunch of stuff in between. Like there's always like a house that has crazy rooms.
Oh, naturally, yes.
it's like I can picture it in my head, but it's like hard to describe.
Because it's a dream house. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's, I wake up and I'm like, damn, I went on an adventure.
That's why you're so exhausted when you wake up.
100%.
Astral projection, your body's going to those places.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I wish I could have like something attached that records it
Oh, that would be so cool.
so that I could go back and play it.
Yes.
Because like as soon as you wake up, you start to lose it.
Yes.
And so
Like, I know my dreams have been weird, but I
Yeah.
can't tell you what happened in them.
yeah. And funny enough, I think this is because our kids are learning about the root word arch or arc.
Mm-hmm.
In my dream, I was trying to get up over an arch really high. So I can pinpoint where some things come from.
Yeah, it makes sense. It is bad luck at the Kentucky Derby for a horse owner to say to his trainer, "See you in the winner's circle." It pretty much means you will lose.
No, it's like when you go on stage, you're supposed to say break a leg.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Louisiana, never eat both ends of a loaf of bread. If you eat one and throw the other away, it will keep money flowing your way. Like the rhyme. If you throw the other away, it'll keep money flowing your way. I made that up on my own. But anywho. So yeah, if you eat one side and then you throw the other one away, you're good with money. If you eat both sides, your money stops.
So does the same person have to eat both sides?
I don't know.
Because
I think probably.
Because at my grandparents, we've definitely had whole loaves of bread at
Uh-oh.
dinner.
Well, they didn't know this superstition then.
I mean, they live in New Orleans, so I feel like there's an aura of protection
I feel like there's
there.
something different there. Yeah. In Maine, if you have a piece of buttered bread and you drop it butter side down, bad luck is on the way.
Well, yeah, because don't eat that.
Well, they're not telling you to eat it.
But like,
It's just saying bad luck is on the way. But I mean, it's already bad luck because you dropped your butter, like your buttered bread.
right. But it's like, not only did you drop it, but that's the worst way to drop it.
It is the worst way.
Like, I could see some people convincing themselves that because it wasn't butter side down, that they could eat it.
Well, I dropped food the other day. I was making those frozen things that we like, the chicken bites that you
Yeah,
heat
yeah,
them
yeah.
up and you add the sauce.
Yeah.
So I cut the bag. Well, the bag was flimsier than I remembered. So when I cut it, the whole thing fell and it just fell on the ground. And I was like, oh. And I looked at Joe. I said, should I eat these? Because they were frozen still. So I
Yeah.
hadn't put them in. He goes, well, I wouldn't. And I said, you're probably right. So I
But
threw them
the
away.
heat would have.
Yeah, see, I didn't know. Because then I think about, we do have our shoes on in the kitchen sometimes, and it's just not a
But the
good
heat would have
idea.
killed the germs.
That's what I thought too, but Joe said not to do it, and then I psyched myself out, so I didn't do it. So then I didn't have
It's
lunch
not
for that
very
week.
hard.
I know.
But in all fairness, especially if I have a dog staying at my apartment and something falls on the floor, I don't eat it. I
No.
usually give it to the dog,
Yeah.
depending on what it is.
Yeah, I wasn't going to give Roy all of these frozen bits of chicken.
But if it's like just me and it's been just me for a while,
See, that would be different if it were just me, but we have the dog, we have people over because
Right.
we were having people watch the
it
house.
also depends on where it falls in my house.
It was all on the kitchen floor.
Because like there's some places that I know people's shoes have been.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
In Maryland, don't walk backwards downstairs or you will curse your parents.
just don't do that because you're going to hurt yourself.
I know.
That's dangerous.
Also with stairs, if you walk downstairs backwards, carry a mirror and count each step. By the 16th step, you will see the reflection of your future husband. So I guess take the risk, either see your future husband or curse your parents.
But if you have the mirror, does that just go to the see your future husband?
I don't know, maybe.
Or is it like 50-50 shot? And if you don't see your husband, that means you cursed your parents.
Unlucky.
We have so many questions.
I know, come on, we need more information.
First of all, why are you going down the stairs backwards to begin with?
Yeah, I can't ever... What?
Some people have to go down the stairs backwards if they're like moving furniture.
Ooh. And then I was also going to say where we stayed in Massachusetts, the stairs were very, very steep. So some people would walk down them backwards because it like balance-wise.
Yeah.
Because we were staying with some old people. So you had to walk
Yeah.
backwards. Ooh.
But yeah.
But we were in Massachusetts. We were in Maryland.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
the people moving in Maryland, bad luck for them.
my aunt lives in Maryland.
Ask her if she's ever going down the stairs backwards. Yeah. All right. In Massachusetts, like in New Orleans. So we're talking about Massachusetts. But like in New Orleans, we have learned that if you paint your door blue, it keeps away evil spirits.
Okay.
Well, in Massachusetts, if you paint your door red, it will keep your evil forces and financial troubles at bay.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wonder how many red doors are there.
I'll tell you in October.
All right. Thank you.
Friday the 13th isn't unlucky in Michigan. 3 players who have won a total of more than $155 million playing Mega Millions all bought and played on Friday the 13th.
Fair.
Mhm.
I would consider that good luck after that point.
I would too. In the mines in Minnesota, workers will keep rats alive.
Yeah.
They believe rats can feel vibrations of an incoming tunnel collapse. So if they see a rat heading for the surface, the miners are advised to do so as well.
I think that's just smart.
It is. And it's like the canaries and stuff. Like they would
Yeah.
bring canaries in caves and mines. Said if there was like a gas leak, the canary would die. If it didn't die, it was safe.
Jesus Christ.
In Mississippi, if you let an empty rocking chair keep rocking, you are inviting evil spirits.
Fair.
But an empty rocking chair also means that you'll get sick within a year, but only if you have been rocking, get up and let it keep rocking.
Okay.
So if you are in a rocking chair in Mississippi, stop
Stop
it
it.
and then walk away.
Got it.
Missouri, you can tell someone is a thief because they will always look into their cup before they drink.
That's wild.
I think that probably came from them being afraid that they were like poisoned or something, maybe.
I think someone was suspicious that someone stole something and needed to find a way to justify it,
Yeah.
and they justified it by that.
Looking in the cup.
Yeah.
In Montana, it's lucky to wake up early on New Year's Day, but don't do any laundry on that day or you'll wash away a friend.
A friend?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I don't know if it means they'll die or if the friend just won't be your friend anymore.
Now, okay, because typically on New Year's Day, you stay awake and it's technically early. But it's so like, does that count or do you have to go to sleep and then
I think
wake
you
up?
have to go to sleep and then wake up.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
Because you're not
rules.
technically waking up early on New Year's if you're staying up.
There's rules to these superstitions.
I think there are. In Nebraska, if you walk on a new sidewalk for the first time, you should spit on it and make a wish.
That's gross.
I know.
I can't stand when I see people spit.
Ew, I hate it.
That's nasty.
In Nevada, at Pyramid Lake, you may hear the crying of babies. These are the water babies, and the legend comes from the Paiute people. It is said they would drown premature or malformed babies because they believed it kept them strong, like kept the tribe strong. You can hear more about this in episode 22.
That's crazy.
In New Hampshire, there are no seats labeled 13 in the New Hampshire State House due to the bad luck of the number 13. It has been this way since 1958.
All right, my New Hampshire people, you know who you are.
Yeah, tell us, is that true?
Yeah.
Go to the New Hampshire State House and see if there are any seats
That
labeled
have
13. In New Jersey, eating lentil soup on New Year's Eve is good luck for the new year.
I've heard that just in general.
Just lentil
Like,
soup.
Yeah, because like there's those things you can do that are good luck for the new year. Lentil soup is
grapes.
one of them. Yeah.
Interesting. I do talk about grapes. In New Mexico, witches are said to be able to take the form of owls, and a hoot from an owl is said to be a bad omen. Do you know that mourning doves sound like owls? We thought that we had an owl at our old house. Nope, it was a mourning dove.
It still sucks to have a bird in your house.
Well, it wasn't in our house. It was like in the
Oh.
neighborhood, but because it's like
But that
the
makes
noise
sense, though,
it made was
because
so
people
loud.
would do that thing where they like put their hands together and like blow into it, and it sounds like a. You don't know
Owl?
what I'm talking about, do you?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
What's
And
it supposed to sound like?
I think it's supposed to sound like a mourning dove,
Oh.
but that also sounds like a.
It does sound like an owl.
Yeah.
In New York, if you're a Catholic and want to get the best offer on your home, you should bury a statue of St. Joseph in your front yard, and it should be buried near the for sale sign or close to the road.
What does St. Joseph do? Like, what is he the saint?
Oh, he's the saint of maybe selling things. The husband of the Virgin Mary, the foster father of Jesus, and a figure of righteousness, purity, strength, and practical skills.
Damn, he was demoted to foster.
Well, because he didn't really have a dad.
He is his dad. The dad is
No.
he. Jesus is God and God is Jesus.
Well,
and-
yeah, but this is St. Joseph.
No, I know, but he was married to Mary.
Yeah, but he didn't have, it's not his seed making Jesus.
I know, that's why it sucks that he got demoted.
It does. So going on with this, it should also be buried upside down facing the house. The seller should also be praying to St. Joseph until the house is sold. Then they can unearth the statue to bring to their new home.
Interesting.
Yep. In North Carolina, if you drive across or under Helen's Bridge, located at Boo-Catcher Mountain in Asheville, be prepared for car trouble. This superstition may come from the story of a young mother who hanged herself from the bridge after her daughter died in a fire. Her mother's spirit is said to be seeking her daughter at the site.
So she makes your car stop working?
Yeah.
That's not nice.
No. If you kill a snake in North Dakota, cut its head off and bury it far from its body to keep it from coming back together.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible, but I agree.
Just see them slithering to each other.
Stop. No.
Couples who stroll the oval at Ohio State University in Ohio can guarantee they will be together forever. But only if certain conditions are met, so the chimes of Orton Tower must be chiming and no one can cross your path.
At Radford in Dalton Hall, which is like it's like the dining hall. And one of the entryways, there's a set of 3 staircases. And
Mhm.
if you go, it's bad luck to go up the middle staircase. Like they say you won't graduate.
Oh.
I didn't believe it, but I've never went
Yep.
up or down the middle staircase.
So JMU also had something like this, but it was a big rock on the quad called the Kissing Rock. And if you kissed someone on there, you would be together forever. Well, I did kiss someone on that rock, but thank God that didn't happen.
Thank God.
I know,
The
seriously.
magic must not have been working that day.
Thank you, universe, thank you. In Oklahoma, the Cherokee believed that the owl is a messenger and is capable of delivering bad news or bad luck. So it's a lot of
poor
like
owls.
I know owls are like a very bad omen in a lot of like cultures.
Damn.
If you left your house and had to return in Oregon, it is considered bad luck.
Wait, what?
If you leave your house and then have to come back for something.
Oh, because like you forgot
Yeah.
something? I was like, eventually you have to
Yeah,
return.
no. Like if you forget something, you come back. To negate this bad luck, you have to sit on your bed for a few minutes before leaving again.
Okay.
Yeah, darn. But then I might not leave again.
Right, exactly.
The Pennsylvania Dutch believe that if you sweep your house while the moon is obscured, you won't have moths or spiders.
I'll do it
I would too.
in a heartbeat.
Yep. The other day when we came home late, we got up to bed at like 6:30 or whatever, and we're laying in bed. Well, I'm about to get into bed, and I see something moving on the ceiling. It was a spider, and I told Joe, I was like, you have to kill it. He goes, Lauren. And I was like, I will not sleep unless the spider is dead. He killed it. He was not happy, but he killed it.
As one husband should.
As he should, thank you. And he's also tall. He can reach the ceiling if he steps on the nightstand. I can't.
Yeah, he's tall.
I said if he
than-
steps on a nightstand.
Taller than you.
Yes. And also, I should not be doing that in my state.
Well, you couldn't do it anyway. You're too short.
Yeah, I know. In Rhode Island, there's a members-supported library called the Providence Athenaeum. If you drink from the fountain outside, you are guaranteed to return. And if you return, look out for Edgar Allan Poe's ghost. He likes to hang out in the mystery section.
Not worth it.
No, I don't think so either.
Surprised that's not in Maryland.
I know. You would think so too.
Yeah.
Like Rhode Island's so random.
Yeah.
In South Carolina, if you were a bridesmaid in exactly 3 weddings, you'll never get married.
I gotta ask Grace how many times she was a bridesmaid. Does it have to be the wedding is in South Carolina?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, then I think she's.
It has to be in South Carolina. Like us here, we've been bridesmaids in Virginia.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just in South Carolina. If it's 2, no, like you're fine. If it's 3, if then you get a 4th, you're good.
Okay. Oh,
So if it ends at 3, you'll never get married.
interesting.
So you need more than 3 friends.
Okay.
In South Dakota, it is unlucky to have the dead man's hand when playing poker. That is a pair of black 8s, 2 black aces, and an unspecified 5th card. It is said to be unlucky because that was the hand. It was held by Wild Bill Hickok when he was shot dead while playing poker. I know Nora covered him and this hand,
Yeah.
but I could not find what episode it was in. I even looked in South Dakota and I couldn't find it. But we did cover it at some point.
I wonder if would it have been in like a special for
I don't know.
something? Like,
Maybe. But I know we mentioned it.
like when you did the games,
Oh, maybe.
maybe.
I don't know.
Go back and listen, let us know.
Yeah. In Tennessee, carrying a piece of coal in your right pocket will fight a curse. When the coal has dissolved to crumbs, the curse has been lifted.
Isn't it hard for coal to crumble like that?
I don't know. Maybe up against a wall a couple times.
Okay.
Or you just have to wait forever for it to crumble.
I can just imagine all of these people that it happened to enough people or it got around to enough people that like it's become a thing.
Right.
And I really would just love to see the original.
Yeah, that's why if you know anything about these, let us know.
Yeah.
In Texas, if you want to stop a thunderstorm, stick an axe in the ground.
Okay.
It is believed that by doing this, it will split a cloud and prevent a severe flood.
I like that.
But then I also think you're going out in a thunderstorm with a metal axe,
But you're putting it in the ground.
holding it in the air.
Not for very long.
Hopefully.
Also, I don't think that's worked given the natural disasters that Texas has.
Maybe no one's doing it. Texas, do this. In Utah, many unexplained deaths have happened on Route 666, which goes between New Mexico through Colorado and Utah. Many truckers feel very uneasy if they have to drive on this route.
Well,
I
get it.
Many houses in Vermont have witch windows, which are windows built at an angle to prevent witches from flying in, as witches cannot fly through a crooked window.
I've heard that.
And I've seen them.
Yeah.
It's not just in Vermont, I think. I've seen them in, like, other
Yeah.
places, but yeah. All right, Virginia.
Okay.
In the Shenandoah Valley, people will count the number of foggy mornings in August. This is how many winter snows there will be.
Oh,
Never
interesting.
heard of that before?
Because we don't live in the Shenandoah Valley.
That is true.
So
But still, nothing I've ever heard of before.
we wouldn't be doing that.
I lived close enough when I went to JMU,
I guess.
and I never heard of this. But I wonder if it's true.
I feel like that's got to be one of those things you had to grow up with that.
Probably. Yeah, like the
Not
like
just there
schools
for a
and stuff
short
around.
period of time.
Yeah. In Washington, Native Americans believe that someone who handles a corpse should eat salmon or sturgeon for 30 days after burial to assure prosperity.
Morticians are screwed.
I know. Oh my God, that's all they would eat.
Yeah.
Salmon or sturgeon. That's a good point. In West Virginia, after someone dies, their pictures begin to fade.
Don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that one either. In Wisconsin, eating herring at the stroke of midnight on New Year's is supposed to bring good luck.
Okay.
And in Wyoming, in cowboy superstition, giving someone a knife will sever the relationship between gift giver and recipient. To offset the misfortune, the receiver should pay for the knife with at least a penny. What happened?
You know who gave me a knife?
Who? But you guys aren't in Wisconsin or in Wyoming.
I know, but it's still funny.
That is kind of funny. You should have given him a penny.
I guess.
Just like, I want you to have this.
In return.
So those are all the ones in the US, but then I did find some from just around the world
Love it.
to include everyone. Well, not everyone, but some. In Iceland, there are troublesome elves in Iceland known as the Holduffolk or hidden people. Their tale goes that they hate construction sites.
Damn.
This has led Icelandic authorities and managers to actually alter plans for building projects in order to prevent damaging rocks where the Holduffolks are believed to live.
Oh, shit.
Then in 1990, there was a law instituted which protects any site that has at least 100 years of supernatural history.
Nice.
I know. But Olafur Ragnar Grimson, the Icelandic president, said that tales of elves and fairies only came about because in the old times, Icelanders were few in numbers, so the country attempted to increase their population size with tales of elves and fairies.
That's so sad.
I know!
That is so sad.
It's like, be okay with your small population size.
Yeah, it's okay.
In Korea, you should never trim your fingernails at night.
Which Korea?
Probably South Korea.
Okay.
I'm sure we wouldn't know this much about North Korea.
True.
This belief comes from the belief that a mouse could come into your house, eat your nightly nail clippings, then gain the supernatural ability to transform into a human who steals your life.
That's quite the escalation.
It really is. In China, the number 4, just like for us, the number 13 is a no-go. This is because the pronunciation of 4 in Chinese is very similar to the pronunciation of the word death.
Ah.
Mhm.
Isn't 8 supposed to be like really good luck in China?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Maybe.
I think so.
If you're in China, let us know.
Yeah.
In Turkey, don't chew gum at night.
Why?
Because at night, it is no longer gum that you are chewing. You are actually chewing the rotting flesh of dead people.
Oh, no. No, 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 no. God forbid you want to make your breath smell nice before a kiss. And
I
it's
know.
at night.
You can't do it in Turkey.
That's disgusting.
So this one maybe came from people trying to keep their children from annoyingly chewing gum at all hours of the night.
Totally fair.
Yep. In Japan, if you walk by a graveyard or a hearse passes you on the street, you need to tuck your thumbs into your pockets. You need to do this to keep your parents safe.
Did you ever hear about the one where if you drive by a cemetery, you have to hold your breath?
Oh yeah, I still do that.
Yeah. I used to do it, and then there got to be too big of cemeteries.
If it's too big, yeah.
And I'm just like, forgive me for breathing.
So in Japan, this is because the Japanese word for thumb literally translates to parent finger. So by hiding your thumbs when you pass by the deceased, you are actually protecting your parents from death.
It's like, don't step on a crack or you'll break your mother's back.
Yeah, that was one of the things, but I didn't look more into that one.
I used to step on it and see what would happen.
Your mom has back issues.
Yeah, but that was already before I came along. So I'm like, let's just see how it goes.
Maybe if I break it more, it'll actually reverse it and she'll feel better.
Technically, it never broke.
Oh, okay.
It's just the problems happen to be in her back.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to tell your mom.
Yeah.
In Russia, if a bird poops on you or any of your property, it's good luck. See, you're welcome, but too bad we weren't in Russia.
Does it count that I'm Russian
Ooh.
or half Russian?
Did it bring you good luck?
No,
Well,
it
then-
didn't, because
Then no, it doesn't count.
the first time it happened was the same year I got my concussion. So definitely not.
But it also may bring you riches.
Didn't do that either.
Well, then it doesn't work for just Russian people. You have to be in Russia.
Damn.
Yellow flowers are also seen as problematic, as the color is believed to represent infidelity, separation, or even death.
Yellow seems such a happy color, though.
Not in Russia.
I guess not.
Everything in Russia just seems bleak.
Yeah.
So yellow is just too bright.
It's like even when they're speaking to each other in Russian, even if they're saying like really nice things,
It sounds angry.
it sounds angry.
Yeah. In Brazil, if you are cleaning while using a broom and your feet are swept over, you will remain single for the rest of your life. In order to break this curse, you must immediately spit on the broom.
I feel like if you sweep over your own feet, you got bigger problems.
Right? In the Caribbean, itchy palms and witch palm may mean different things. So if your left palm is itchy, it means you will soon owe money. But if your right palm is itchy, it means you will soon have money coming your way.
I've heard of that before. And
Yep.
I think about it every time.
I do too. And then as I was writing this, I was like, both of my palms are itchy. This is because the left hand seems to hold passive energy while the right hand holds active energy. So symbolically, this could explain money coming in and money going out.
I always have money going out, so.
Same. In Spain, on New Year's Eve, you need to eat 12 grapes in the first 12 seconds of the clock striking midnight.
My friends did that one year.
Yeah, it ensures that the coming year will be a good one.
I don't do it. You also have to
I don't
sit
do it
under
either.
a table.
Yeah, I've heard that one too.
Yeah.
When Joe and I went, we spent New Year's at our old wedding venue because they did like a New Year's celebration. And the table we were sitting at, one lady was like, "I'll be right back," and she like runs out to the parking lot. I almost said the graveyard. The parking lot. She's like, "I have to eat my grapes," and so she came back afterwards. In Denmark, as the year goes on, you need to hold on to all broken dishes and chipped cups that you have accumulated throughout the year. Then on New Year's Eve, you leave them on the porch of a good friend.
Okay, that's not nice.
It's not nice, but it's like you have a great friend if they left you broken dishes.
Yeah, but then you got to clean it up.
I know. In France, if you step on dog poop with your left foot, there's good fortune in store for you.
Is there? Because stepping in dog shit is not very good luck.
But if you step in it on your right foot, you'll have bad luck and misfortune.
I don't know. I think that one's a stretch.
One day when I used to work where I've always had to get to work early, but this was like before I was used to doing it. I made peanut butter toast and I was carrying it upstairs, and the peanut butter toast, I like tripped or something and it stuck to my shirt. And so I had to change my shirt. So as I was going upstairs to change my shirt, I stepped in dog poop. Yep.
So what this means is if you have a peanut butter sandwich and it falls on you peanut butter side up.
It is bad luck if you're walking upstairs.
Yes. See, this is how these stories start.
Exactly. And then I actually like texted it into Hot 99.5 and I told them what happened.
Yeah.
And they tried to call me back so I could talk about it, but I was at a building where I couldn't bring my phone in.
Yeah.
It was when I was a pre-trial and probation. Like
Yeah.
when I was an intern for that. So we were in the jail, so I couldn't have my phone with me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like, oh, could have been on air. All right. And then my last one. In Germany, if you light a cigarette with a candle, it will kill a sailor.
That's so specific.
Because back then, sailors would take up matchmaking, like literally making matches.
Yeah.
Not like
I understand.
love.
Yeah.
As an additional source of income. So by lighting a cigarette with a candle instead of a match, you are depriving a sailor of hard-earned money, thereby preventing them from affording food and therefore causing their death.
Interesting.
So there's some superstitions from
Also-
the US and the world.
I cannot imagine lighting a cigarette
With a candle?
with a candle.
I mean, I guess if you really need it and there's a candle right there.
It's like lighting a cigarette with one of those long lighters.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not right.
My mom used to do it when she smoked on like the burners on the stove.
Yeah, I can see that.
She would turn that on and light it.
Yeah. That sounds like a very Donna move.
It does. Love you, Mom. But yeah, so
Those are
some fun
interesting.
superstitions to start off our spooky October.
It's funny because this is going to sound weird at first, but hear me out.
Okay.
Superstitious to me, or superstitions, is very similar to the word consequence. When you hear it, you automatically think bad,
Okay.
but you forget that it could mean good.
Okay.
There could be good consequences.
Yeah.
There could be good superstitions.
Like finding a four-leaf clover.
Exactly.
I have a skill for finding four-leaf clovers.
Yes, you do.
It's impressive. Thank you.
Have you had luck?
No.
Okay.
Well, no. None that I can immediately think of.
Maybe the luck is that you're really good at finding
Maybe that is.
clovers.
And I could be like, look at all the four-leaf clovers I have found.
Yes.
But now it's like a bad thing. If I'm walking and I see a clover patch, I'm like, must look for four-leaf clovers.
I have to check.
I have to find one. But yeah. So no. Nothing with four-leaf clovers.
Yeah, if you have any superstitions, like in any religion you follow, or maybe it's in your town, your school, your family, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
That'd be cool to hear.
Yeah. And you
And please
can
let us know. We say it and no one lets us know.
I know.
Let us know.
We'll have, like, 1 or 2 people who we love.
Yeah.
Let us know. Everyone let us know. You can let us know on social media,
Yeah.
pretty much anywhere at A Scary State Podcast,
Mhm.
or a scary state podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah. And we hope that Superstition by Stevie Wonder gets stuck in your head just like it's been
Oh my
for
god,
yours.
the whole day. So stay scary.
And stay safe.